Right. We're live. Wait for some people to get in here. Essentially, today, all we're going to talk about is the vice president. Supposedly, Trump has made his choice, and supposedly, he might be announcing it Tuesday at his rally in Miami, and then he also is going to have a fundraiser at the RNC with the VP. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. The RNC coming up, so it'll be a busy week for Trump and the Republicans. So Trump has a rally on Tuesday in Miami, and then he has a rally on Saturday in Pennsylvania in the Pittsburgh area, and then the RNC, of course. So Sunday is when Trump will actually be made the nominee for president by the Republican National Committee and all the delegates and everything like that. And vice president should be announced here in this week, whether that's Tuesday or Thursday or Sunday, whatever. Vice president will be announced this week. Your guess is as good as mine who it is. Right now, the rumors are floating out there that it's Ben Carson, Vivek, or Doug Burgum. So you pick your choice there of which of the three. I mean, I don't think any three of them are a terrible option. I think Vivek's the best. But those three right now are the most heavily rumored. So there's that. Just pick your three. Pick one out of those three, and there you have it. So that could come Tuesday. That could come Thursday. That could come Saturday. That could come Sunday. Just sometime this week, we're supposed to get the announcement for vice president. If I was the Trump campaign, I'd probably do it Tuesday. So you have a lot of people talking about the campaign right before the convention, and you get to ride that wave into the convention and just have a continuous wave for a long time. If I was the campaign, that's what I would do. So you don't have it all jumbled together. Instead, you can get two waves, the same wave, two separate things, and put it together into one wave, really, I guess is the way I'd put it. If I was the campaign, that's exactly what I would do. But I don't work for the campaign, so I wouldn't know. But I would do it Tuesday in Miami. See, since it's in Miami, you're going to have a huge crowd there because it's Florida. You'll have, Forgiato Blow there, Mayor of MAGAville, and you'll have Trump Latinos there. You'll have Blacks for Trump there. You'll have Woah Vicky there. You'll have Lil Pump there. You'll have everybody there. Everybody on Saturday will be there. Or Tuesday, excuse me. Everybody will be there on Tuesday. So, if you want, as far as the spectacle goes for the VP, that Tuesday's your best bet. And I think if you want like a spectacle, I think it'll be like Vivek. Because, look, Ben Carson's cool or whatever. He did a great job as Homeland, and he obviously endorsed Trump, whatever. But he's too soft. He's too calm. He doesn't have that energy I think you need to hold an office like vice president and to be like a cheerleader for the campaign. That's just my opinion. Well, I know others share that sentiment, but I don't think he has the tenacity needed to hold such an office. Oh, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Just doing my thing. See, we're over 24,000 subscribers, almost 11 million views. Just, how much do I average a day? Probably around 45,000 views a day. So just trying to get the message out to as many people as possible. Maybe enlighten some people that have been lied to by the media. So just stuff like that. But thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Hope y'all had a wonderful Sunday. Church was great this morning. Wonderful sermon. All glory to God. But yeah, so Tuesday could be the vice presidential pick. And I don't think if you're going to make a spectacle like they could in Florida, I don't think it'll be Ben Carson. And then Doug Burgum, I mean, I don't think people are as excited about. You could do that in Pennsylvania. That would make more sense because, he's a Midwestern guy, South Dakota. That's kind of the Midwest, Great Plains, whatever. But Pennsylvania is also, okay, Tom, whatever. But Pennsylvania, big thing there is energy. Doug Burgum's the Department of Energy. Like that, that's his thing, is energy. That's where he made all his money. So it makes sense to, if you're going to say Doug Burgum's a VP, it makes sense to announce him there. Hey, Tom, I got a question. Tom, would you agree that there's millions of more crossing our border under Biden than there was under Trump? Hopefully he'll be back, Mark. I think he will, and I hope he will. Okay, looks like Tom's not going to answer my question. Big shocker there. But yeah, vice president pick is coming this week. Vivek, Doug Burgum, and Ben Carson seem to be the final three, which contradicts the Fox News list. I don't know what's going on Fox News these days. I kind of stopped watching them after Tucker left. But their list was J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, and Doug Burgum. So Burgum was consistent. But Marco Rubio, I think that talk about him's kind of fell off. And besides, I would not want that at all. And then J.D. Vance, he's cool or whatever, but we need to keep him in that Senate seat in Ohio and give him some more time. Yes, sir. But regardless, it'll be this week, and I think the RNC. I wonder how many. Let's see, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I wonder how many people will be there. What kind of spectacle that'll be? Will Trump have another entrance like he did in 2016, where it's like a wrestling entrance? He had like an all-white background, so all you saw was a silhouette coming out. I don't know. It'll be wild, but let's see. But if it is, let's say it's Vivek, do they put on the bumper stickers and the yard signs? Do they put Trump Vivek or do they put Trump Ramaswamy? Like, what sounds better? What comes off the tongue better? What do they put? I think Trump would want his name to be bigger, so he'd probably choose Vivek, right? So Trump Vivek instead of Trump Ramaswamy, which would extend across the whole sign. I like Vivek most because usually the vice president pick is just it's ceremonial. They don't do a whole lot. But if it's Vivek, it's almost like you have two presidents because he can handle the things just like Trump can. Bullish personality, not afraid to get his hands dirty, and not a typical politician. So I think out of the three, Vivek would be your best, almost to have a second president, if that makes sense. And y'all feel free to comment below what you think. Who do you think Trump should pick? Who do you think he will pick? Anything of the sorts. We can talk about anything today. Just out here enjoying nature. Mark, who do you think Trump will pick? Out of the three. I mean, of course, Trump could just come in with a wild card because, it's Trump. He's not very predictable. So, yeah, for all we know, Trump could come out and I was talking to a friend the other day and they said Trump's going to pick Pence again because Pence has just been acting the whole time. I said, wow. I don't think that would happen at all. But, Trump could pick anybody, I guess. I think one person, look, the only thing, it'd be kind of weird to have, Trump lives in Stop Project 2025. Well, look, Trump's agenda is not Project 2025. Project 2025 has not endorsed the candidate. And Trump's actual agenda is Agenda 47. You can go to DonaldJTrump.com and look at Agenda 47. Project 2025 has not been endorsed by Trump. In fact, it has been disavowed by Trump. So Project 2025, you can stop with that hysteria because Trump will not implement Project 2025. Trump will not ban elections. Y'all said that last time. He did not do it. Trump left office. He will not be a dictator. Project 2025 is just fear-mongering. Look, never trust the same people that try to compare Trump to Hitler. You cannot possibly compare that man to someone who is responsible for the death of 6 million Jews and tens of millions of others during the Second World War. You cannot compare the two. That is insane and very disrespectful to those who actually lost their lives at the hands of Adolf Hitler. Like, that is just insanely disrespectful. Yeah, Project 2025 will not be implemented by President Trump. Agenda 47 is his actual plan. You can go look at that at donaldjtrump.com. One thing I found that was interesting is if you type in trumpburgum.com, it redirects you to Trump's website. So, like, is that a possible leak, or did someone just buy that domain? I think that's kind of interesting, but I mean, who knows? We'll see. We'll see this week. So the fundraiser that's happening in Milwaukee, I think it's a closed doors thing. But I know that people like Jack, I don't even know how to say his last name, Jack Posobiec, something like that. Starts with, okay, he's praised the Heritage Foundation. No, how was he following Hitler's playbook? Remind me again, which party wants to take away the guns? Which party wants to, promote abortion? Which party wants control of the media? Which party wants to get rid of free speech? He's not following Hitler's playbook at all. Which party hates the Jews, by the way? Like, really? Trump has disavowed Project 2025. He's called some of the things in it ludicrous. Talking about the Heritage Foundation and the specific project are two very different things. You can get ideas from the Heritage Foundation, but just because you may say one or two ideas doesn't mean you like all of them, let alone some of the ones in Project 2025. Okay, but back to what I was talking about. So the fundraiser at the RNC in Milwaukee on Thursday night, I think it's closed doors, but people like prominent voices on Twitter and stuff will be there. And the VP nominee will be there. Now, that could have just... Okay, so I have a question for you, Tia. Would you have believed Trump if he said he endorsed the project? Because would you rather him say nothing, or would you rather him disavow the project? Now, my basis for this is, look, y'all said he was going to be a dictator last time. He was not. In fact, he could have used COVID as a way to, make martial law, but he didn't. He still left office. Trump was not a dictator at all. Trump wants to, make the government smaller, not bigger. I would argue Biden's been more of a dictator. I agree, Marissa. Go Trump. I mean, Biden has openly bragged about subverting the Supreme Court. Biden's FBI has labeled parents at a PTA meeting domestic terrorists. The number 3 prosecutor in the DOJ moved to the Manhattan DA's office 3 months before Trump was prosecuted and indicted by the Manhattan DA. So if you really want to argue who's been a dictator, you're going to lean more towards Joe there. Yes, I agree, Marissa. Go Trump. Just trying to save this country from the idiots in office right now. Y'all comment below. Y'all ask me anything. Y'all want to talk about anything, we can talk about it. But back to, if we're gonna, back to what I was talking about, since I've been interrupted a couple times by Tia. So the VP will be there, whoever that is, but will like Vivek, Burgum, and Ben Carson all be there. So yeah, sure, the VP's there, but that won't be narrowed down because all three of them will be there, right? So that could be another thing. Just like Trump said, his VP will be at the debate. Okay, well, Ben Carson, Doug Burgum, and Vivek Ramaswamy were all at the debate, so it doesn't really narrow it down for us. Which, I mean, that's pretty Trump, just to, like you say, do a little trolling. But if it's just like one, then I wonder if people will leak it or if people will keep it a secret. Whatever. But I think Tuesday would be the most opportune for Trump to announce it, get that momentum going, and carry that momentum into the RNC and explode off that momentum there. I think the rally in Florida is really just like spectacle, and then I think that's why he'll make the VP announcement Tuesday, because Florida's not necessarily a swing state. Sure, you want to keep going there, but at the same time, like, you're probably going to do that to make some sort of announcement because of the spectacle that it's going to be because of all the people being there, like I talked about earlier. And I don't think you want to do it right before like Trump is declared the nominee, because there's already so much momentum going there. I don't think you'd want to interrupt that. So I think Tuesday in Miami, Florida, Doral, I think Trump will announce vice president. That's my prediction. I'll lock it in, whatever. I mean, I'll probably be wrong. So you make fun of me, whatever. I don't care. I'll probably be wrong. But I think that's where he'll make it. So I just don't think it makes much sense to do that on Saturday. And I think Trump would want to do it at a rally and not just like over Truth Social or something. Or I guess that the RNC could do it, but I mean, he's not going to be at the RNC on Friday, or I mean, not Saturday. So I don't know. It depends. But Sunday, Trump will be declared the nominee, and Trump will give his speech. Interested to see what he talks about. In 2016, he had a very powerful speech at the RNC. Very, very powerful speech at the RNC. Very uniting speech. So I think if he, like in the debate, Trump came in just calm, cool, and collected and stayed on message. That's what I think. If Trump can do that, because there's going to be a lot of eyes on that speech at the RNC. I mean, you're going to get a lot more media coverage than just a typical rally. So if Trump can just do another uniting speech like that, then I mean, that's great. Like the speech he did at the Bronx. Trump talked about more than just a typical thing. He talked about success and then uniting with, the left and just trying to like build this country back and make it great again. I mean, it's not a divisive message whatsoever. I think more people need to realize that. Really, he's self-serving. Well, considering how greatly this country benefited from his presidency, I mean, you can think that he also donated his entire salary as president. So, like, securing our border, building a thriving economy, peace through strength. If that's self-serving, then I guess give me self-serving. So, I mean, that could just be me, but if self-serving gives us all those things, then I guess give me self-serving. I mean, if self-serving is donating all of your paycheck, then give me self-serving. But I mean, the MAGA message or the America First message, whatever you want to call it, is not divisive whatsoever. Not divisive at all. No, we didn't. Go look. Forbes, just look up, did Trump donate all of his salary? And find the Forbes article. Trump donated 14 out of the 16 paychecks. We're not sure about the last two, but I mean, if he donated 14 out of the 16, I would assume he donated the last two as well. Just go look it up. It's not hard. The Forbes article, Forbes did a great piece on that. I mean, I'm really curious how in the world you tried to compare Trump and Hitler earlier. I think that's pretty disrespectful to people who actually suffered and died at the hands of Hitler. Yeah, you can simply look it up that Trump donated at least 14 out of the 16 checks he got as president. So he donated all of his salary, basically. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. I mean, the MAGA message is not divisive at all. It's just people who want to see this country succeed and make it great again. It's not hard. It's not divisive at all. If you think that's divisive, then I'm sorry. I mean, everybody can get behind something like that. Strong borders, better economy, etc. Divisive at all. So yeah, all these things, you can check him out, donaldjtrump.com, and you'll see Trump's real agenda, not Project 2025. He's disavowed that. So, but one thing that I think is a stark difference is to go along with Trump's border plan is Trump's going to actually fight the cartels. He's going to go to war with the cartels. The cartels have made, how are they lies? How are they lies to you? Explain, please, how they're lies. But Trump will go to war with the cartels. And what you can do is you can label cartels as terrorists. And there you can just operate in the country, just cut through a lot of red tape just with that. But simply, the cartels have made billions off of Biden. By opening the border, human trafficking exploded at the border. And who makes money off of human trafficking? The cartels. So not only are they making more money off of drugs because they're easier to get into the country, they're making a lot more money off of human trafficking, specifically children as well, which Trump passed the STAR Act when he was in office. So Trump's going to go to war with the cartels along with securing the border again. I think that's another thing that's very important. I mean, just this should be common sense. All these things should be common sense. Strong borders, build a thriving economy, peace through strength, and one of the just most absurd things that it's insane that we're having to talk about it, keeping men out of women's sports. I mean, it is insane that is a thing we have to just even think about. Keeping men out of women's sports. Like that is insane that's even a thing that's talked about. But I mean, a lot of this is common sense. The left has gone so off the rails that we're just talking about common sense here. Securing our border, thriving economy, peace through strength. A lot of people like to say that Trump did nothing on the border. That's not true at all. Trump built / repaired over 450 miles of wall. He got Mexico to give us 20,000 soldiers for free. He implemented Remain in Mexico, and he prosecuted a record number of asylum fraud cases. That's not nothing on the border. That's doing far more than that bipartisan piece of crap that the Democrats tried to pass earlier in the year. They really tried to say that a bill that would allow... What about Joe Biden? He's a terrible president. I know that much. Joe Biden is a terrible president. An awful president. Very few things he's actually done that are decent. If you can't tell that was a joke, then I just feel sorry for you. He will not put people in camps. Like, I don't think he's just going to deport people. How is he the best president we've ever had? Yeah, he does fall asleep. I mean, I understand why people don't like either of them. I mean, I like Trump, but I understand why people don't like either of them. Do you dislike any of them more? How is Biden the best president we ever had? Like, that's insane. He caused this inflation to explode. He caused our open border. He's at fault for a lot of the wars we have. He was praying? What are you talking about? Biden has fallen asleep numerous times, not just whenever he's praying. Remember when Biden fell asleep at the climate thing? Absolutely, Trump, baby. English or Spanish? How are they live? You can go look up Joe Biden sleeping. Just look it up on YouTube. You can see it. It's not hard. I understand that. I would just think, forget personality. Just look at their record as president. He is practically a corpse. I feel bad for him, honestly. Because I don't think it's him running the country. I think it's his wife and Obama. It's really just sad to see. What do you mean by that? Trump is an instigator. What do you mean by that? If you're trying to talk about January 6th, then Trump said go peacefully and patriotically. You can go watch that verbatim at his speech right before it happened. English or Spanish, what do you mean? But back to what you're saying about Joe Biden, whoever moves first, that's weird. But back to what you're saying about Joe Biden, I mean, I think he is a corpse, and I don't really think it's him running the country, like, at all. Because we all saw the debate. He should be. He should be in a nursing home. Like, it is very sad to see. He should be in a nursing home. He doesn't belong in he needs some help. Like, he genuinely needs some help. But his wife or whoever is his puppet master just won't let him quit. Like, let the dude quit. He's done his time. Like, please get him some help. What do you mean saying that black jobs are being lost? Black unemployment has gone up in the last 6 months, along with just the unemployment rate in general. Black jobs are jobs that black people have. White jobs are jobs that white people have. I don't know why it's so deep. Like, it's really not. Black jobs are jobs that black people have. Like, I don't know why. How is that complicated? That can be any job. It's just a job that black people have. Unemployment is at 4.1%. Unemployment in February of 2020 was 3.5%. Get your facts straight. Okay, but specific communities, like, he's just talking about jobs in general. Let's say more black people or more Hispanic people or more white people work in a certain industry, and that certain industry has been hurt more. Just because you say that, like, specific communities can be affected in different ways because of the different industries. Like, it's not that deep. Okay, but specific communities can be hurt more in general by some things. How do I not have the facts, bro? I've literally not said anything that's not true. Unemployment is at 4.1% right now. Yeah, you can go. The jobs report came out like 3 days ago. Unemployment is at 4.1% right now. In February 2020, it was at 3.5%. This is not complicated, y'all. A simple Google search can confirm that. Let's see. It's not hard. 90% of jobs have gone to immigrants, and judging by the fact that we've had a huge influx of illegal immigrants, I'd say that a lot of those jobs have gone to illegals. Project 2025 will not be implemented by Trump, if that's what you're trying to say. Some people just don't work. Yes, some people don't work. I don't think anyone's denying that. Ooh, South Africa. I've always loved to go there. I want to visit there, see the history, specifically like the Zulu War and the Boer War. Lots of rich history there in South Africa. Orlando, nice Florida. They do, Robert. It's sad. New York City. New York City is it's a bad city as far as crime and all that stuff goes. High taxes, very unaffordable, just in general. I don't think they have a great mayor either. Their mayor's pretty bad, in my opinion. And honestly, the New York governor's race in 2022, you're absolutely right, Robert, and that's why some of our government systems need to be amended and changed, because we shouldn't just have people just living off the government, not actually working and contributing. That's not how things should be done at all. Canada, I feel bad for you. You have to live with Trudeau. That's awful. Justin Trudeau is an idiot. I love watching the opposition party leader, Pierre, I forgot his last name. We also have a lot more people in this country, David. And if you're wondering where a lot of those homeless people live, it's in Democrat-run cities. If you're trying to, compare something there. So, yep, Trump's 124. You talking to me? I'm a conservative. The Republican Party still has a lot of problems, so I'd say I'm a conservative. Okay. It's a culture issue? What do you mean? Culture issue. I think, sure, there's some things that are like, there's certain cultures or whatever that maybe operate a certain way. That can be anything. That can be white, black, brown, whatever. Cultures have a different way of going about things and approaching things. So, sure. Yeah, get up and get out to work. Yeah. I don't think there's any, yeah. I don't think there's a problem with that at all. Yep, Trump 2024, baby. Got less than, let's see, how many months we got? Like 4 months to the election? That's wild. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, wear it everywhere. I see something you see a lot is that Trump gets support around the world. Yep, it is sad. Yeah, I think Trump is almost separate from the Republican Party a little bit, because seriously, the Republican Party still has a ton of problems that it needs to fix. Like the rhinos, I think the biggest rhinos, in my opinion, are like Lindsey Graham, Roger Wicker, stuff like that. Roger Wicker is actually senator of my state, and he's terrible. I worked for the campaign and tried to primary him, but we failed. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I think I'm gonna call it here. It's been a little bit. So thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Trump 2024.